Hello, my beautiful souls, and welcome to the Oracle of the Light channel. And hello, everybody. It's lovely to see you all today. Really nice of you to join me wherever you're watching from around the world. First of all, a big welcome to all my new subscribers. Hello, all you wonderful people. And also a big shout out to Teresa and Richard, who we've had a real lovely afternoon with today. So a big shout out to you as well. But welcome to all my new subscribers. As I say, you are so important to me. I'm going to look after you all. And so nice of you all to join me, as I say. So in today's show, let me explain what we're going to be doing in today's show. We're looking at Marjorie Taylor Greene, or Moscow Marj, as I'm going to call her from now on, facing calls for a probe over possible insider trading. I'm also going to be giving out a reading as well for the collective, which is for all you beautiful subscribers and anyone watching this as well. So the collective is anyone viewing and watching this. So there's also going to be a bit of a reading for you tonight as well with this. But before we begin, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And if you do enjoy the channel, please do subscribe. It does really, really mean a lot. It really does mean a lot. So don't forget to do that. So let's just explain a little bit. I've been doing a little bit of research again, as I do keep my notes. I put it on my phone this time so I can read it, because I have a habit of writing and I can't read what I've written. I don't know whether you have that problem. Anyway, so let's find out what Moscow Marj has been getting up to. So as you might have already seen anyway from my previous videos, the tariffs have been causing utter chaos in the world stock market, and with creating this instability and in it all, and no one knows what's they're doing. No one knows what's going to be happening and everything, creating a lot of unrest, creating a lot of difficulties. So what happened was, to go through it a little bit more. So, by the way, before we get into the video as well, as you've seen from the announcements anyway, all the readings are for entertainment purposes only, of course, always remember. So Moscow Marj purchased a lot of stocks following the market dip that happened on April the 2nd. You may remember that, on April the 2nd, which was caused by the tariffs that were absolutely ridiculous, completely self-created. But all of this chaos is avoidable. We must always remember that all of this chaos that that we're experiencing is avoidable. But anyway, April the 2nd happened and the tariffs came in, and as predicted, the markets went down with them and took a huge slump. Subsequently, Felon 45 then announced a 90-day pause, which then sent all of the markets soaring. Now, before he actually did announce that pause, he did release a tweet, I believe, saying now is a good time to buy, which was interesting. Though we must remember, though members of the Congress are allowed to buy stocks, that's not the bit that's against the law. Insider political knowledge is something that can definitely raise concerns of creating insider trading, which is very illegal and not against, and that's not allowed. That isn't the bit that's allowed in this. Okay, so it's that insider knowledge then resulting in actions of buying stocks that then becomes, that's what this insider trading is. Okay, now added to that, Greene, Moscow Marj, has also disclosed that she has purchased stocks leading up to the 90-day pause. Some of those stocks that she bought was Lululemon, Dell Computers, Amazon, and Restoration Hardware, which is, I believe, that was one of the stocks that actually fell the lowest and then rose up an incredible amount, so they're the actual stocks. So that brings us on to the question this evening. It's always interesting. There's actually two questions connected to this. So the first question we're going to look at: was Moscow Marj told by Felon told by the Felon 45 regime that the tariffs were going to be paused so that she could make lots of money out of it. And we're saying, let's ask the cards. So basically, did she have that knowledge before the pause happened to buy them? And obviously, once the pause happened, it sent them soaring. And that's what the first question is. And then the second question, is it time to impeach her? Okay, so impeaching is when someone does something unlawful and they have to intervene with the law almost and prevent that. You know, that's what an impeachment is. As we know, we've heard of that before, connected to Felon 45, of course, who has a few impeachments, I believe, I think. 5, believe it or not. Sorry? Twice, so my apologies. Twice, 2 impeachments, Felon 45 has already. So the so we've heard of that word before. So let's go back to the first question, and I'm going to begin with the tarot. I'm going to use the cosmic tarot because they do get to the point of the question. So was she told by the Felon 45 regime that they were going to be paused so she could make lots of money out of it? Was she going to have? Did she have that prior knowledge that they were going to be paused to buy them? This is a key bit of information that's this is all very current. We do like to keep these videos very current and with what's going on right now. As I say, I'm not really judging as such. I'm more just reading what the cards are saying, if you like. What do the cards say about everything going on? That's what the concept of this channel is all about. Shedding light on the subject, and that's why it's called Oracle of the Light, because it shines a bit of light on these different subjects. And yeah, it's interesting. So I'm just giving them a good old shuffle. So was Moscow Marj told by the Felon 45 regime that the tariffs were going to be paused? Was she told that they were going to be paused? Now, I feel what I want to do with this is I want to get 4 cards out in 2 lines. Now, anyone that knows a tape cassette player or knows a CD player will know what 2 lines downwards often means. It means pause, doesn't it? Okay. I was suddenly like giving that from spirit to use that shape. We're going to get 4 cards. Of course, we might get more cards out. I'll just go by how my intuition for all these readings, okay? And all readings are for entertainment purposes only. So let's see what the cards are saying. I'm just going to get the we'll swap them around a bit as well. Let me just take the question out there, and I'll put them on the table, and we'll get going. So, interesting question, and yeah. So I'll just do it down like this. This is our lovely table. So let's get the cards out. Wow. 8 of Pentacles, interesting. 7 of Pentacles, wow. 4 of Wands, wow, they're all pretty severe cards. Okay. So let's get the question up. Was Moscow Marj told by the Felon 45 regime that the tariffs were going to be paused so she could make lots of money out of it? So was she going to find out beforehand? And I feel this to begin with is death, and this feels like a new beginning. So I feel this is almost like a yes, almost. This is definitely feels like, the reason why I say that is that a pause is like a new beginning, if you like. It's like a stop and a start. Well, don't forget, to have a pause, you have to have an ending and a beginning again when you unpause it, don't you? So to me, this is very much the sense of I feel that this is very much the sense of she knew about that. I feel as well that this person in this card does represent Felon 45, because I feel that he's almost very skeletal. He's almost very, he's got no morals. He's got no values. And this person in this card here is empty of everything. this flesh on their bones, you know, and I feel that's representative there. I also feel as well they're wielding a sword that's even doing damage to the sky behind, almost to lots and lots of things. Interestingly, you can see these lines going downwards, which almost look like representative of those. I don't know if you've seen the stocks charts, but it feels like a lots of lines going down there. And that's almost what the arrows of the charts were going down. They were going down and down. And before that pause would hit, which is this skeleton hitting pause. And then saying about the, and so, yeah, then interesting, the next card in this reading is really interesting for almost when you do the 90-day pause, what happens to it. So this is very much like things are getting very dark. The people are losing money hand over foot and everything. The stocks are just going down and down and down and down. There seems to be no end in sight of the tariffs. Don't forget, at this point, I feel no one would have ever heard about the pauses coming on, except for, I feel that this person has most definitely has a lot of what would you call it, like, I'm just aware of these graves, you know. It feels like there's a sense of like they've got some dirty old secrets buried away, if you like, you know. It feels like there's a lots of like wherever this person has walked, they've left certainly a devastation and dismantling and lots of skeletons in their closet. Ironically, that's a skeleton itself, interestingly. Which is a great, I do feel this is Felon 45 without a doubt. And I feel that he's at the core of it all, this person here, which would make sense for that regime as well. He's at the center of the regime. And so there's definitely that sense of an ending, which is death is, but death, don't forget, the death card is always like represents actually a new beginning. It doesn't represent the end. This is a lot of misconceptions of people's of tarot. The death card is not an ending card, it's a beginning card. That's the thing. And so, yeah, but it's really interesting how to pause something does require that ending and the new beginning. So that takes it then into when the pause comes in, we get this card. When the 90-day pause comes in, we get this card. Now, this to me, it represents pentacles, represents money. Now, don't forget, the key thing about this card is it's upside down. Now, the fact that it's upside down does represent that this is getting money, but this to me is getting money in the wrong way, through the wrong angles and through the wrong methods, unlawful methods, incorrect methods. Now, interesting, it's also a female in this card that might be represented of Moscow Marj. I do feel that this is you know, looking on her riches growing before her very eyes, you know. Now, but I do, so yeah, this is very much this. Now, I feel as well, I do need to say at this point, because it's been given to me to say at this point too, but I feel it's also in these further cards, the fact that I believe the whole purpose of these tariffs has been for this moment right now that we're witnessing. People, a group of people like that actually remind me of the people that were stood in the Oval Office. I don't know if anyone's seen that video where Felon 45 was bragging to people how much people had earned out of that pause, and people had cashed in, and he was there saying, oh, you've made such and such a billion, and you've made this much billion, and you've made that million. But I feel that actually Felon 45's whole reason for doing tariffs is this right now that we've seen. People pocketing money fast through it, jumping up and down, you know? And I feel that whether or not he'll even stop, who knows? Because I think any scheme he can make cash out of, and people that gather around him can, I think he will just continue as long as he can do. And I think that it's quite a simple concept anyway. Make the stocks go down, buy loads for super cheap amount of money, pump the stocks back up again and cash them in. The concept is very simple, really. Someone that, has it just been proved to have a low IQ? Does that come out? Yeah, recently in his health test, it has actually come out. He has got a relatively low IQ. Sorry, my apologies. He found some documents from the past about his IQ level, which is 73 apparently in the past, which I believe is not a high score. So I get why he's likely to have gripped onto this. Well, we know he's been talking about tariffs for years and years and years, but I believe he's never been talking about the tariffs for the tariff's sake. I actually believe it's for this money-making connection to it, the tariffs. So don't be lulled in by his selling of the tariffs because he wants to charge this country, because he wants to charge that. It's not that at all. It's simply to make it go up and down. I believe this is really the cause. This is what I feel anyway. I really do feel that. So yeah, so this is definitely people making money in the wrong way. Now, the reason why I'm saying the wrong way is because the card is upside down. That means that it's the money's coming in not a positive way. It's coming in a negative sense there, you know. Really interesting. So the next card too is this card. Now, I feel this card is also representative of Felon 45, and I feel that this represents all of the dirty money. I feel this is representing that has been created by Felon 45, not just now, but over the years. I feel there's dirty money involved here. And the reason why I want to say dirty money is you can see those pentacles in the mud. Yeah, dirty money, you know. It's not clean money. It's money that's come through not the most, how do you say it, with ethical sources and everything, you know. And I feel that there's a lot of, it's a harsh environment. I think that the feel in the White House must be one of actual, it's certainly not a warm place to work. It's actually quite, if you don't suck up to him, then you're out the door. If you don't do this, then you're gone. If you don't do this, then you're gone. And that is not a nice environment, you know, and that's represented by this card, you know. You don't really thrive under this sort of thing, you survive. Okay, there's a big difference between those two things. And in a free world, people thrive, but in a restricted world, people survive. Yeah, it's a big difference. And then the last card is the Four of Wands upside down. So this again is, I feel there's this sense of, I feel this is almost like he feels like he's got this like magic ability to make the world do what he wants it to. And I feel that this is all that sense of he's in a bit of an imaginary world, in the sense that he's in this big bubble where he's believing what he's doing is right when in fact it's entirely wrong. And I just see him like tying people in knots. And I feel this is to do with the people. I feel this is actually what this is about, because coming back to the question, of course, did she know that they were going to be paused? I feel this is also a yes card to that as well, because I feel that this is to do with people around him. So I feel this is to do with, there's lots of people around him in that spiral, okay, that knew about it, that are also all in that regime and all in that kind of little knot. But here's the thing, this card to me is also that this is going to involve a lot of people, and it's going to almost like bring a lot of people down, I feel, as well. Certainly tarnish a lot of people's reputation. I think this is going to scoop up a lot of people that weren't expecting to be scooped up, perhaps. You know, I think they're very emboldened at the moment, but that doesn't mean it's right. Remember, you can be emboldened and be breaking the law. And if it's breaking the law, then it's breaking the law. If it's breaking the Constitution, it's breaking the Constitution. If it's breaking political law, it's breaking political laws. You know, laws and constitutions are there for a reason. And policies of protection are there for a reason. and creating those things are to protect workers, to protect people, to protect the public, and to protect the finances and stuff. You know, there's a reason why insider trading is illegal, because it protects the stock market and the companies in general across the world. We have to remember this is those markets doing that doesn't just affect just America here. It has a huge impact, greater than we can possibly imagine. Okay, that will only come out a lot of it after the time. Okay. So yes, so that is the answer to the first question. I feel she did know. Of course, there is already there's already calls for an investigation into this, and there's also big calls for investigations into this and for the investigation to begin. And I'm pretty. It feels like they're going to be moving this forward, because I think enough people have had enough, if you like. So we're going to answer the next question now. Is it time to impeach her? That's the question. It does intrigue me what the cards say. It's really intriguing what comes forward. And then after this, everyone, I'm going to be doing a collective reading for all you lovely viewers, okay? I'm using the Oracle of the Light cards, okay, just so you're aware. Okay, so is it time to impeach her? So let's just have a look. Okay, so move it down to see the lovely table again. I'll just cut the cards here. Is it time to impeach her? Wow, okay. Excuse me. So the first card, the Prince of Cups. Okay, so the Prince of Cups. Is it time to impeach her? Yes. The answer. It's almost like I almost feel with this card, there's so much darkness already being created. People have to start standing up now. It's almost like now we have to. How much longer can this keep going on for? You know, where are the boundaries? You know, where are the boundaries of acceptability? If that isn't going to happen, how much longer can we stay in the dark? The love is already falling out of that cup. There is no love from her to the people. There's just a love. The only person she loves is herself. You know, and I feel, you know, this feels just like just a card filled with, like, there's so much hurt being created now. How can we let that continue to be hurt? You know, the credibility is being lost, respectability is being lost, as well as also, like, a lot of people's livelihoods and stability is also going with these things going on. And it's, yeah. But interestingly, the question, is it time to impeach her? This is the second card that's come up, the Two of Pentacles. Now, I feel what this means is that to impeach her is going to be a process which is going to have to be carefully done, if you know what I mean. I think everyone is going to be try to be as cunning as they possibly can be, to get around the law as they possibly can. So I think there's going to be fights almost like at every point here to prevent the law finally taking hold. I believe eventually the law will always catch up with people, but I really feel that this is a sense of they are going to use the law and use every trick in the book. They're going to be very cunning, because this person is being quite cunning and catchy, trying to wind their way through, almost slide their way through like a snake, if you know what I mean. There is even a snake on this card, interestingly, there. And I feel that I think the snake actually is Moscow Marj, actually. And I feel the person here is almost like the people, almost like, you know, that are going to need to tread very carefully, mindfully about how they do things. But there is that knowledge there. I feel there is the skill there to impeach those that need to be impeached. But it's just, it is going to take some like careful planning and mindfulness here. It's going to take a bit of, it's not going to be simple, let's just say, but that doesn't mean it's a reason not to do it at all. It's just, I'm just giving you what the cards are saying at the end of the day. It feels like, yeah, it's to be done mindfully and carefully, but it does feel like there's going to be a lot of support for that, because that person is coming out of the sea, and I feel the sea represents the people. You know, all these people that are on the streets, they're represented by the sea in that card, you know. And these prosecutors that are going to be doing that impeaching have got a lot of support behind them, you know. And I feel like that's actually the main momentum that will actually force things through, if you know what I mean. There is definitely a big momentum of the people from this card I'm getting to. Really interesting. So I believe that was a yes. So let's see how things unfold, because as I say, with these cards, you always get a bit more depth about it as well, about how it's going to be having to manage carefully and stuff like that. But yeah, really interesting. So now we're going to do a collective reading for all my beautiful viewers from all around the world. Let me just move those to the side, those cards. So this, I suppose it's for the coming week, I suppose, because we're on Sunday now, aren't we, everyone? So this is a collective reading for the coming week to give you a bit of guidance. As you know, all readings are for entertainment purposes only. So let's just... I'm using the Oracle of the Light deck for these, by the way, everybody. This is a deck that me and Francesco have created. It is available now. And it took 3 years to actually put together. This includes a guidebook as well and everything. Made with lots of love and light. So I'm just going to give the cards a shuffle. Get a shuffle on. Reminds me of that song, singing, get a shuffle in. I can't sing though. I'm best not singing, I tell you. Playing the accordion I'm okay at, but not singing. Right then, so are we ready for your lovely collective reading then, everyone? Let me just move the camera down. So, collective reading. Silent wisdom, human touch, the sun, and racing ahead, Sagittarius. Beautiful. So this is a collective reading. So the first card we have silent wisdom. So first of all, I need to give people angels. There's a lot of angels around you right now because I'm really drawn to these feathers. There's definitely a connection to angels. Know that you've got angels around you for support. I feel that this must be because a lot of you have lots of stuff going on at the moment. There's a lot of things going on. You're quite busy. There's a lot of things happening. And know that you're strong enough to do this, but know that you're not on your own to do it as well. Know that there are angels around you. They're supporting you, around you, and guiding you. But also, this is a really interesting card because silent wisdom is very much about the importance of listening. So this card, it's very important to listen, not just to your intuition and your heart, but listen to those around you, because it feels like there's definitely some of you needing some guidance from those around you. So be open to hearing it. If you're not open to hearing it, then you never will hear it. You'll just keep going on. And so there's definitely with this card the importance of just listen. When you open your heart, then you hear more, okay? Remember, we are never masters of anything, and we are always surrounded by teachers. So you will only learn from them if you're open to it. And so, yeah, just pay attention to the things around you. Look for the signs and have confidence and know when to shut up now and then. That's basically it. Just know when to shut up now and then. Now and then you just have to, that's it, okay? We just have to listen sometimes. That's all we need to do. Nothing more, nothing less. So the next card is also human touch, the sun. Don't forget the power that you have within. And don't forget the importance almost of human touch. So this is definitely the sense of compassion and love for one another. Remember the importance of that. And remember that sometimes we don't need to say any words. We simply need to give a hug. We simply need to just hold someone's hand. We simply need to be there for them. You know, that's all we simply need to be. I think this may be because some of you have got some friends that are actually dealing with stuff. And again, don't forget, it's okay to simply just be there. You don't have to solve their problem for them, but being there is almost will help them to solve it, because it is their problem to solve, it feels like. So whatever, there's definitely someone with some friends going through some problem or something like that, or family that are going through something, and it's not your problem, it is their problem, but you can be there to help them, to guide them, and just to be there as a light, to bring some lightness into their world and lift them up and give them a smile, you know. And just remember the importance of that human touch, you know, really important. And the last card is racing ahead. And also Sagittarius. So I don't know if any of you connect to the zodiac sign Sagittarius. Well, that is also coming in. But also racing ahead. Don't forget, things are always moving. And I think this is just a reminder card, because the last card was all about touch. And also the first card's been about listening. So there's a definite slow angle to this reading. And this is more of a slow down card. Just slow down a bit. It's fine. You've got this, okay? If you're dashing on ahead, you just won't see the beauty that surrounds you. And you may hurt some people in that rush, okay? So this is definitely a sense of, it's fine. You've got this. Don't worry. Relax. You're going to be fine. Slow down a little bit. Take just time. Things are going to fix themselves. Things will sort themselves out in the time that they need to take. You rushing it will make it no faster. If anything, it might slow it down, ironically. So try and just to let that go. Give yourself that time. Give yourself that space. And really look around at the beauty that surrounds you and have gratitude for that. So everybody, that brings us to the end of the show today. I can't believe how fast these shows go. It just like whizzes by. But listen, it's been really, really lovely to see you all today. I hope you've really enjoyed the show. And I do hope you enjoyed the channel. Do not forget, if you've enjoyed the video, give us a thumbs up. And if you really like the videos, do subscribe to the channel. It's free to subscribe. It really just means so much. It really, really does. So without more ado, with lots of love and light from the oracle of the light, I will see you all really, really soon. Take care, everyone.